On the evening of Tuesday, the 2nd of April, 1968, two Muslim bus mechanics working late at the public transport depot across the street from a small Coptic Orthodox church in the working-class Cairo suburb of Zeitoun looked up at the church and saw a woman in white standing on the dome. One of them, a man named Farouk Mohammed Atwa, raised his arm and shouted up to her not to jump. She did not jump. According to what hundreds of thousands of people of every faith in Cairo would report over the following 3 years, she was not standing on the dome. She was hovering above it. The apparitions at St. Mary's Coptic Orthodox Church in Zeitoun continued intermittently from the 2nd of April, 1968 to the spring of 1971. Conservative estimates place the 3-year total of eyewitnesses at approximately 250,000. St. Mary's Coptic Orthodox Church at Zeitoun had been built in 1925 on a site that, according to the long-standing Coptic Christian tradition recorded by the early Christian historians, the Holy Family of Jesus and Mary and Joseph had passed through during the flight into Egypt around the year 4 BC. The neighborhood of Zeitoun in 1968 was overwhelmingly Egyptian Muslim, with a small Coptic Christian minority. The church was an unremarkable cream-painted basalt and limestone building on a narrow street of 3-story apartment blocks. Farouk Mohammed Atwa, the bus mechanic who first shouted up at the figure, had been scheduled the following day to have his cancerous index finger amputated at Demirdash Hospital. He went to hospital. The cancer was gone. The figure appeared again 7 days later on the 9th of April, 1968. Then again the following week. Then, several times a week. The witnesses included Egyptian Muslims, Egyptian Coptic Christians, Egyptian Jews, Egyptian atheists, foreign tourists, and Egyptian army soldiers off duty. The Egyptian police initially proposed the sighting was a reflection from the new street lamps. The Cairo governorate ordered the street lights in the district disconnected. The figure continued to appear. The Cairo governorate then ordered the electricity supply within a 15-kilometer radius cut at the substation. The figure continued to appear. Witnessed. Documented miracles. Every week. If you want next week's, subscribe. President Gamal Abdel Nasser, the secular nationalist president of Egypt, reportedly came to Zeitoun in the spring of 1968 to observe the apparition in person. Pope Kyrillos VI, the Patriarch of the Coptic Orthodox Church of Alexandria, appointed a formal commission of senior Coptic clergy and lay scientific observers in late April 1968. On the 4th of May 1968, after 3 weeks of commission observation, Pope Kyrillos VI issued a formal statement officially confirming the apparitions as authentic. On the 5th of May 1968, the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism, a department of the secular Arab Republic of Egypt government with no institutional interest in validating a Christian miracle in its majority Muslim capital, validated the events and began printing official tourism pamphlets directing visitors to the church. The skeptical position has been advanced in 3 published academic forms. Sociologists at Cairo University in 1969 classified the events as mass sociogenic illness, predisposed by the cultural religious context and the national trauma of the 1967 Six-Day War defeat by Israel. Seismologists at the Helwan Observatory noted a documented 10-fold increase in regional micro-earthquake activity in 1968 and proposed unconfirmed earthquake luminescence as a candidate physical mechanism. Forensic photographic analysts at the National Egyptian Photographic Archive determined that the most widely circulated commercial Zeitoun photographs are acknowledged street vendor composites, not authenticated photographs. None of the 3 positions accounts for the duration, the breadth of the witness population, or the consensus of the Egyptian government and the Coptic Patriarchate. The apparitions continued intermittently for the next 3 years, and then stopped sometime in the spring of 1971. The total number of eyewitnesses is unrecoverable. Conservative estimates of 250,000 are based on contemporary Cairo newspaper coverage and the recorded crowd photographs in the Egyptian National Archive. Farouk Mohammed Atwa, the bus mechanic who first shouted, lived for the rest of his life in Zeitoun. He died in 1992 of unrelated causes. His cancerous index finger was never amputated. St. Mary's Coptic Orthodox Church is still on the same narrow street in Zeitoun. The dome is still there. The street lamps are still there. The figure is not. Witnessed. Documented. Inexplicable.